Okay, good afternoon. It's a Sunday afternoon. I've been out on my GSXR 600 this morning, and when I got back I found that I had no back brake. So you can see that glistening in there, that looks like iron filings. So I'm going to take it off and investigate. Or is it where someone's put shitloads of copper slip on and it's the copper? The reason I say that is it's almost dripping. Dripping a retard. It's almost dripping off the brake pads, which isn't right. So I'm going to undo the torsion bar or whatever it's called and free the brake off from there and then take it off of here is the theory, and investigate. No funny markings on any of the bolts. I've got no scoring. There is some heat bluing on the disc, and it all runs nice and true. Definitely looks like there's some glistening going on in there. There's no sign of scraping in that. I've got a little bit of scoring on there on the bottom of this one. The other one don't look as though it's been touched, but definitely on the bottom of this pad here there's a score mark. I wonder if something's got in there and jammed it. Whether something's come up, jammed in there, and it wasn't until I got back and actually moved the bike backwards that it was allowed to free off. They're nice and clean. Oh, have a look at this. Look how much copper slip is on there. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. I thought it was dripping off. Look at the state of that. Holy shit. And you don't need it. That's the thing, you don't need it. Right, so this has got some bluing on it, this pad. There's no destruction as such, but it's definitely got bluing on it. And this one, there's a couple of score marks down the bottom. And again some bluing, so that's definitely overheated. But the amount of copper grease, what's the matter with people? I can't believe that. They've proper buttered that on there. Look at the state. I mean, I used to put copper grease on the back of my pads, but they must have used a whole tube. Jesus Christ. People are mad. It's your brakes. Right. of shit on there. Let's get a little screwdriver. Oh. Oh. I think that is shit. It's grease. It's grease. Look at it. It's thick with grease. How are these not sliding in and out properly? I'll tell you what, it might be the lever. Put the grease on there. Holy shit. Inside it, look, inside the piston. Look at that. It's thick with grease. So I really am wondering whether that is shiny copper particles. Can't see any. Look at it. So much. Holy shit, you people. Well, not you people. Well, possibly some of you people. Don't need it on there. What are these? Right, I'm going to get the brake cleaner and a toothbrush and clean all that gunk off. Okay, so I've cleaned the pistons up. Gorgeous. Clean the brake pads up as best as possible. And I've ordered new brake pads, front and rear, just in case. But I'm definitely going to change these because they have got the bluing on. The disc I'll live with, I think. As I say, it has got a bit of bluing on it. When the new pads come, I'll give it a good clean up and see. So I'm going to put that back on just loosely, as I say, until the pads turn up, and then I'll change the pads. I think the problem is with this seizing rather than the caliper itself. So I'm going to take this off and clean all that up and grease it all up. But yes, I think I'm alright here. I can't see any seals coming out or anything. And the pistons were moving alright. As you can see, one's further out than the other one. I pushed this one back in to get that one back out to give it a good clean. So that's why there's unevenness there. But yes, I'm going to clean up the pivot point on the peg and grease all that up, make sure that's smooth operation, and then wait for the new brake pads to turn up. So I'll throw this back on, but I do think it's this that's causing the problem, with that being partially seized in there, just not letting this come back up. So let's whip that off. Shall I go off the frame or? Yeah, let's go off the frame, I think. Right, now, gonna get a rewind. So there's a couple of flat spots on the peg in a bit, which looks probably a 17mm. Yeah, as I say, probably a 19mm. Git. It's probably a 21, but I don't think I possess such a thing. I lied, I do have a 21. But is it a 21? It's a 21, obviously. Yeah, it's not sticking at all now. Don't matter how hard I press that. Yeah, so it's definitely the pivot point, the back brake pivot point that is seizing, and it's held the pedal down. So it looks like a thread locker. That would have explained that. And then we've got a small washer behind that, and then we've got a brake pedal. Why don't you want to come out? Yeah, that should just push out in reality. It's actually looking like it's bent. Bolt's bent. Perhaps I'm too fat for the bike. I'm sure that shouldn't screw through the brake pedal. Yeah, to be honest, that don't feel very nice in there. Right, so that seems square. thinking about cutting a bit off the back end as well, because that's just knocking the exhaust. I think in reality this arm here wants to come back one as well. Okay, in hindsight, I'm not going to put any grease on the arm or anything, because that bearing should be good enough. Yeah, it's a little bit graunchy. Anyway, right, washer on the back, through the hole, big washer, and there, brake lever, and then another washer, and then the peg. Let's put a bit of nut locker on there, I think. Right, that's definitely cleared that up. So perhaps it just did need a bit of a clean. I didn't notice any terribleness coming out of there, but it's definitely not sticking down anymore, and it's releasing at the back. I still will fit the new brake pads at the back. The only trouble I got is, like a doofus, I've pinged off the, is it a circlip, off of here that holds your brake on. I can't find it, and I don't think I've got a spare. So something else to order. Excellent. But yes, it's all freed up and cleaned up. So I will, as I say, I will fit new pads to it and a new clip there, but I think that's job done. And I think the shiny bits at the back here were actually copper slip particles, because there was just so much on there. But I can't find anywhere where it's being metal to metal. Although saying that, there was some iron filings on the one of the pads. Unless it's just the like a sintered pad, and where it's got so hot, it's melted it down. But I can't feel anything of any subsequence across here. There is a lip on the inside there, but the brake pads don't touch it. And it is uniform all the way around. As I say, there's no scratches or any bare metal. There's a line all the way around the middle, which could be something to do with it, but it was on this inner edge. There was swarf, or the top edge of the pads. There was a bit of swarfing. but there's no, although you've got this line all the way, well, you've got loads of lines all the way around, there's a distinct silvery one through the middle. There's nothing that corresponds to that in there, so whether something has got trapped in there at the same time and ground itself down, I don't know, but it did have like a coppery colour to the flex, and as you saw, so much copper grease on there. That was amazing. Anyway, that's, in my mind, that's done. As I say, I'm going to put some more pads in there to be on the safe side. I didn't like the bluing on these ones, and I don't know the make of them. Not that I use my back brake that often. I do use it to sort of trail brake round bends. It's more like a pacifier for me, like sucking my thumb. Just calms me down a little bit, just running that brake slightly, running that back brake ever so slightly, just to, like suckling on my titty. Not my titty, suckling on a titty. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. That was all getting very perverse. But yes, it's like a pacifier. Me just gently touching the back brake as I corner, and works for me. I've heard of trail braking and how it's all a big science and everything, but as I say, it is just a pacifier for me. Yeah, there you go. Comments down below if you've got any other ideas, but everything seems to be working fine. Pedal's no longer sticking down, no matter how hard I push it. So, I just want to get a clip for that and some brake pads, and then it'll be all good to go. There you go. Problem maybe solved, or cured, ready for another day. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Ta-ra.